What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Today, we're going to talk about various things. And I don't even know how I'm going to title this video, but it's inspired by the recent passing of Chicago rapper King Von. I was not a fan of this individual, and I tend to not really be a fan of the Chicago rappers. I just don't gravitate towards that vibration musically, okay? But I'm aware of them, and that these are young men who are really living that illusionary lifestyle of having made it, but being extremely bound to the environment. So I've always found the culture in Chicago intriguing nonetheless, because it has a lot of different shades, but it truly encompasses that motto of, in certain inner city neighborhoods, you either have two ways out. That's either entertainment or athletics or, the streets, right? So this young man recently was murdered, and he's just one of many, many prominent artists from this area who have been murdered due to gang violence. And there's a culture of gangs and everything there. Now, one of the things I've come to understand about being spiritually in tune, or having that gnosis, just a knowing of certain things, is that, I observe things happen, and I just have an understanding of why it does. So what I want to kind of do is explain to you my natural understanding of why this is happening within this area. But keeping in mind, this is not the only area this is happening in. Okay, we're just using it as an example. So we deal with karma on the spiritual journey. And the deeper you go, the more you realize your karma is just not your own. You're born into levels of karma, down to a collective karma, right? Which can be seen from many different ways. They group us as millennials, Gen Z, the baby boomers. That's a karmic grouping within itself. Then you have your actual Saturn group that you're with. Then you have your North Node group that you're with. Then you have your Pluto. These are all different aspects of karma, right? And as you go, you come to realize you have family karma, okay? And then karma with all these other things. So naturally, you're going to have a karma or experience some type of influence based on the environment in which you're in. And to have family karma is to be influenced by the things that they have went through. So bringing it back to this point here, we know the history of African Americans in this country and the things that they've gone through, from slavery and even back. But in terms of just immediacy, since they've been in this country, what's been going on is a history of violence, is a history of hatred and of ego, right? And demasculization and the breakup of the family. All these things are occurring. And not only are those feelings and experiences encoded in our DNA, we act out the results of that, or experience the results of that lifetime after lifetime. So here in this area of Chicago, we're seeing a people here who have been fighting these wars due to a ingrained mentality. This could have started numerous ways. This could have started this mentality of fighting to survive. Could have, or fighting for territory could have started from days of slavery, and one slave used to, they used to fight slaves. You put your biggest slave against mine, and we kill each other senselessly. We fight to the death. This is evidenced by things like Django, right? These were real things that occurred in history. All of this is embedded within the DNA of the people. So that's on one level of this, why this thing is playing out now, because those people who are there, those sons who are dying, are nothing more than representatives of age-old conflict continuously playing out. And part of the reason why this is occurring is because people are not migrating. They're not changing the recording or the experiences. Now, we could bring some astro into this, okay? Now, here's another reason why this can go the way it's going. We know that everything has a chart. Nations have charts. Cities have charts. I did not look up the information of when, Chicago may have been proclaimed or whatever, but it's something there. And that chart within itself can be a negative manifestation. And this can influence other areas as well, based on how that city was, founded. All right. Now you have that. Then you have the individuals being born into the influence or having certain planetary lines on some astrocartography stuff towards this place. So astrologically, these can be the people being born with second house placements, third house placements, fourth house placements, being born with a strong sense towards family tradition, home, a love for the environment. And it doesn't matter. This is proven psychology. You're ingrained to feel emotionally tied to the place you call home, or you consider home, with whether you accept all its good and its bad, right? So then you have that, and then you may have some people who are born, maybe their moon line is running through this particular area. So they have all this potential to be bigger than the environment. They're thriving in the environment. The environment is making them who they are, and they go ahead and they acquire success. But at some point, in order to reach a greater sense of self, you have to leave home, the comfort zone. That's the square of Aries and Cancer. You have to leave there. Okay? But at the same time, using this cardinal cross, we see the square and the conflict with others and the natural inheriting of those conflicts or cultural conflicts, right? So these are a few reasons why this mentality is this way. Because you always got to keep in mind, there are people born in the same environments that experience the same trappings of the environment, but they transcend it. And that's based on what's in your chart and how you make choices to change your circumstance, right? So this is why I always tell people who have certain placements. If you have like 12th house placements, 9th house placements, 4th house placements, certain things, different you are meant Part of activating the full potential of your chart is about moving away from that environment. Why? Because it'll help you transcend certain family karmas and open yourself up to other energies that next place may hold. Right? So think about it. Always think about this with home. You need home to make you who you are. Every soul wherever you incarnated, wherever you were born, a bulk of your energy in the creation process is being channeled from that direction. There's a huge part of your energy signature is tied to the place in which you were born. It truly reflects you and it instills into you certain things. But right, that's the conditioning aspect. But now when we go into the solar aspect and to express the sun, you need to leave home. You need to take what home made you and then go express it elsewhere. All right. So it's a vicious cycle. And I'm making this video for anybody who's out there who is you may not directly be affected by your outside environment through something like death, but you are financially, you are psychologically, you are from an energetic standpoint. Always think to yourself, what am I supposed to bring balance to within my life? What environment is going to give me the best chance to be who I need to be? Channel the energy that I need to channel. So all in all, and then there's another aspect of this too, about them actually being gang members and then being gang members and then adopting the ideologies or beliefs of that particular thing. And then energetically, it has its own thing that it's been founded upon, right? There are certain things like with intent, right? Something that doesn't have a positive intent going out, you're always going to receive, like it's like you reap what you sow from the universe in that way. So if you stand for violence, you're going to be greeted with violence. So it's a lot of things going on. All right. And these young men are unconsciously being drawn into this. And this is where knowledge of self can really, help and assist you. So these are just a bit of my thoughts and certain things to keep in mind, on your journey, and a little bit more of how you can access certain things through knowledge of astrology. Maybe look into your astrocartography. Maybe this place is not supporting your best interests and, things like that. This is where the power is. Knowledge is power. All right. So this is my video for today. Feel free to chime in. Let me know your thoughts on the situation. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can do so now. Until next time, peace.